Hello everyone, Milky Way Matthew here. I'm not cooking today. I'm actually going to be doing some dishes. So you're just going to be living real life with me here for a few minutes. I almost did not make a vlog today because it's kind of been a rough one. Again, I hope you can hear me as I do noisy things while I make a video. That's why I have my headphones in hopes that that will help. Make sure you can hear me. Yeah, so just been kind of a rough day. Today is Thursday, January. Hold on. I know this. Monday was the 4th, Tuesday the 5th, Wednesday the 6th. Today's the 7th. 2021. So happy New Year, everyone. Thanks for watching. My water's a little hot. I don't know if you could see that steam that was just billowing up. But, wait, that's a little too warm for my liking. So, just gotta make that not so dangerously hot. I don't have a lot of dishes here, but I have a handful. So, let's see if I can get these done quickly. Yeah, so yesterday's just been weighing on my heart and my mind after seeing everything that went on in Washington, D.C. And so I'm just kind of feeling it today. Heavy heart with the discord and hatred and yeah. So I'm not here to give commentary on that. I have lots of thoughts, but yeah, just feeling it today. So how are you doing? How are you hanging in there? How's the beginning of your new year been? Oh, I have another confession to make. I once again did not once crack open my little notebook to keep track of things. So this is just I'm realizing I'm going to accept that now. And realize that that was maybe an expectation for myself that is not very realistic at this time. So this is just going to be more organic. Me sharing kind of whatever's coming to my mind rather than giving a full report on my week. I will tell you one thing that happened this week was that it was my birthday. So Monday was my birthday, and it was a really nice day. I had to go into work, but that was even that was fun to be around people and distance and masked, but nevertheless around other humans, which is my preferred method of existing as an extrovert. So yeah, it was a good day. I did have some cake. It was delicious. Yeah, so I just hung out with some friends in my COVID bubble throughout the day, and we went and picked up a cake, and we made dinner together, and we played a game, and then we watched a movie at my place. We watched The Personal History of David Copperfield, which was one of my favorites from last year. If you haven't had a chance to see it, you should watch it. I think it is a movie. It's a great family movie. Maybe not for like little kids, just because little kids might get bored. But it's definitely a movie that like you could watch with your parents or your grandparents, and just like everybody would have a good time. Tilda Swinton gives an amazing performance, as does Dev Patel. Everyone in it does a very, very nice job. But it was such a surprise to me. I saw it in the theaters actually when it released last year, and I went into it knowing really nothing about it. I had no expectations for it. I wouldn't even have said I was that excited to see it. I was just kind of going with somebody who had invited me. And I was really blown away. It was such a nice treat of a film. Really, really moving. So, yeah. Watching it a second time, you just notice so much that you don't the first. And I'm not going to give away anything, but I'll just say watching it a second time was a different experience. I don't know if I liked it better the first time. I think I probably liked it better the first time just because I had no expectations of it. And then the second time, also, maybe the reason that the second time this past week was kind of not as good was because I was feeling sick because of all the cake that I had eaten. So that might have had something to do with it. I don't know if you can hear that I have music playing, but I have music playing again today. What was I listening to last week? I don't remember. But today I'm listening to Ben Rector. What if it was Ben Rector last week and then you just think that's the only person I listen to? I mean, I return to Ben Rector more frequently than I do most artists, to be fair. I've talked about him on this vlog before, back when I was doing the Petermon Vlog Challenge, which I should talk about it sometime. I probably won't today, but I've nominated someone to do the challenge, and they've accepted, and so that will be starting up soon. So I'll definitely be mentioning that as soon as they're ready to go. And so you'll be able to find them. I'm excited for another 2 weeks of someone else doing the Petermon Vlog Challenge. That's always a great treat. See who's doing it, what's going on. So that's that. So yeah, it was my birthday, and then it was basically just like, kind of the first full week back into normal routine since the new year. Obviously, it's the second week of the year. But just like, since like holidays, and my weeks were really broken up by Christmas and New Year's Eve. So it felt like I had 2 weeks that were super short and easy and quick and not very taxing. And this week, just diving back in. Definitely the past 2 days are my longest days, as I've mentioned. And definitely felt how long yesterday was. It was a long day. But I did, even though it was a long day, despite that, I did decide to watch a movie last night. And I watched The Sound of Metal. I'm going to run my disposal. I'm so sorry, everyone. What an annoying video, probably. You're all the best. I don't know, you might not even be able to hear it. There's no way you can't hear that. You can definitely hear it. I'll be surprised if you can hear me over the running water. So anyhow, The Sound of Metal. So I've talked, a lot about how much I love movies on here, and I've talked a lot about movies and TV shows. Oh, I also wanted to talk about, I kind of wanted to have a little response video to Michael over at Pathology, because he had mentioned me a couple times as he was talking about, from his vlog a few days ago, about the end of the golden age of TV. And I have different thoughts, although I will say he's like a research guy. He loves research. I'll do research if I'm like writing something, but I don't just like sit around and read articles about whatever's interesting me, really. That's not me. But that's okay. So I will say, I really don't know what I'm talking about, except to say, what I think of the TV I see being produced, which, again, I'm not like an expert or whatever. I don't know. I think that there's potential. I think Michael made a lot of very good points, and I've been thinking a lot. And I talked to him a little bit, and I said, "Ooh, I might have to talk about this in my vlog on Thursday." I definitely think there's something very true about the fact that, like, when HBO started making Game of Thrones, which, full disclosure, I have not watched. I watched half of the first episode, and I've never watched any more of it, just because I know I'm supposed to like it. I just was never been interested in it, and that time I tried to watch the first episode, I was honestly kind of bored. And that's my issue, not the show's issue. I'm aware of that, so no hate. But anyhow, like, when they started making that, there was, obviously it was not on a streaming service, that they weren't producing it for a streaming service. They also didn't have, I mean, if you think about it, like I was trying to name the other day, and I know there's more, I'm not even thinking it. There's like smaller ones that aren't in this, but Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, HBO Max, what else am I missing? Peacock is new, right? But then you also have things like Shudder and like all these other random, Mubi, which I would not say Mubi is a competitor for any of those, just because it's trying to do something totally different. I would not say, even though it is a streaming service, it's not like, they're not producing original content, are they? I don't think, no, Mubi doesn't produce original content. Shudder does, but they're also releasing those movies on DVD. Anyway, so now you have like all of these streaming services, which have then in turn become production companies, which is just a fascinating phenomenon. And I guess in some ways it's just like television. You have different channels that are different channels and networks and things like that are also not only businesses that sell airtime to commercials, but they're also themselves production companies, They're making original content, not just like even channels that air movies and stuff are also production companies, which is just so fascinating. But that being said, I think part of the reason, if I think we are past the golden age of television, which I'm not even sure I know what that means, to be fair, not in that, like, I could attempt to ascertain. I just think, like, we might be meaning different things by that. I also don't know enough about, I said this to Mike, I don't know enough about the golden age of Hollywood to really be able to categorize an era and know what we mean by golden age, I guess. But my perspective is, part of what makes it now so difficult is there are so many options. There's so much content available for streaming that, yeah, I think Michael's right. I don't know that we'll ever have a Game of Thrones again, because there are so many different options that, like, everybody seems to have watched Game of Thrones, except me. But, like, people who are into TV, everybody watched Game of Thrones. Obviously not everyone did, but a lot of people did. And there's kind of like this collective, it became pop culture, right? So I just think when you have so many options, it's hard for something to really become pop culture, because everything is niche, I don't know if that's really how true that will hold, or what people who are professionals in the industry are actually saying. But that's my perspective, is that with all of the different production companies that comes out of streaming services, it's hard then to imagine like one show reigning supreme, for 10 years, like Game of Thrones. Yeah. I thought I just broke that bowl. I sure did. You know, I got these bowls at a garage sale a few years ago. Came with bowls and plates and saucers. They're from IKEA. They're really, really nice looking. But I can't tell you how easily they bust. They're kind of like slate. They're really cool looking. And the plates are long rectangles that are very flat. So they're kind of fun to serve things on. But yeah, just had to get rid of another bowl. I guess I could have used that. I might pull that out of the trash and use that to pot a plant in. Since I won't eat out of it because it's busted, or I won't serve someone on it because it's busted. But I could use that. You know, really sad story. I've talked about my houseplants before. I had a 13 variety by the end of summer, and many of them are dead. And I'm a beginner, so I need to be aware that that's going to happen. But also, I definitely feel a little responsible. I did not handle the transition into winter with my plants very well. I should have been doing more research and reading more and really checking on them twice a week, and I did not do that. And I think that probably many of them died because they were not getting what they needed and I was not listening to them. So I'm trying to do a little better with the ones that are still around, learn my lesson, you know? So yeah, I've still got some, and I got a little basil a couple of weeks ago, a week and a half ago maybe, because we were going to make homemade pizza. Did I tell you about that? I don't know if I did talk to y'all about when me and my friends in my COVID bubble, we made homemade pizza. Maybe I did last week. It's hard to say. But anyway, we made homemade pizza, and we made 4 different kinds. We made way more pizza. There was only 4 of us there, and we made 4 different pizzas. Is that right? 1, we made pizza margherita. We made everything pizza with all the veggies we had, both sausage and pepperoni. Then we made just a classic pizza for my friend, which I consider a classic pizza. Pepperoni, onions, peppers, and olives. Except we didn't have olives. That's right. We were out of olives, so we didn't have olives. And then we made a bad for you pizza with pepperoni and sausage and mushrooms, which was very good. But there was a lot of meat and cheese on that, so that was not good for you. But it was tasty. So we made a lot of pizzas. And anyway, so we needed some basil for the pizza margherita. Speaking of Italian food, I have a friend who's Italian, and she recently made homemade raviolis, and she brought some over to my house, dropped some off, and sent some for me. How did I get those from her? Somehow they arrived at my house, and that was so nice. They were delicious. So you might be noticing behind me here this beautiful wallpaper on my wall above my cupboards. Have you noticed this before about my kitchen in the last 3 weeks that you've been in my kitchen? Well, there was a lot of wallpaper, so this has been a long ongoing project. It's probably not going to change anytime soon. I don't think I'm going to do anything about it right now. Too much else going on, so yeah. Oh, here's another. I forgot a pot. I had a pot on the stove that I need to wash. So, psych, we're not done yet. Psych you out in the end. That's for Chris from Always Us. I love Psych, as one should. Psych's a great show. I have not watched all of it, but what I've watched has always been amazing. Wait, didn't they just recently make... Didn't they just, like, recently make another Psych movie or something? I think they did, like, within the past couple of years. That's crazy. Chris, have you watched that? I'm assuming Chris is watching this. Hey, Chris, hope if you're watching this, let me know if you've seen the newest Psych stuff. I can't imagine that you haven't, and I would almost be surprised if we haven't even talked about it. But, yeah. Also, if you're watching this, you should be expecting only 2 packages from me. Not 3. So when you get 2 packages that are addressed to you and Kirsten and Cooper, you can open them. If you are all there, and if you're, have a few minutes, I'd love to get on the horn and chat with you all while you open them. That'd be fun. But if not, you can proceed and we'll talk another time. Anyway, so now this is just becoming a message board for me and Chris, which I'm not mad about. Thanks to everyone who's been watching these videos and commenting and engaging, and it's been very nice to connect with some friends. I didn't finish talking about Sound of Metal. I watched Sound of Metal last night. It was a very good movie. If you don't know anything about it, let me just say a few words, give you my little review. Tense, human, honest, universal. So that's my four-word review of Sound of Metal. I would give it 5 bags of popcorn, and I would also throw in, with the 5 bags, I'd throw in a souvenir drumstick that somebody threw during the concert and you caught, and you kept that. So that's my review of that. And that little bit that I just did is kind of a reference to the web series that I'm currently obsessed with, called On Cinema at the Cinema. I think I probably talked about it. It's absolutely hilarious. I'm also wearing my shirt today. Is brought to you by John Green Pizza Mess. So you can see my mistletoe still up. If you know anything about John Green, you might know about Pizza Mess. You also might not. But this is one of the Pizza Mess shirts that I got this year, and it's only one of 2 that I have. It's one of my 2 favorites. Okay, well, I think that's all for me. I got my dishes done, which is good. I'm going to try to wrap up everything here for the day. I've been working from home today. It's been a long one, so get everything wrapped up here, and then I'll enjoy my evening. It'll be a quiet evening compared to the last 2 nights, which have been full of work. So that's me this week. I'll connect with you next time. If you are watching still to the end, thank you so much. Comment The Last Jedi, because I'm looking right here at my napkins from my birthday, which are leftover napkins from a birthday that I spent with Michael and Emily at Popology. We had a nice birthday celebration several years ago. Is that right? It must be. Is that true, Michael? I know. I remember we had it must be. We had a Star Wars cake that we got from Jewel, right? And yeah, we had him put a Star Wars thing on top. And then we had these plates and napkins, and I've saved them all these years. This would be from This would be from 2017. So this was 4 years ago. Well, it would have been 28, my birthday in 2018. So 3 years ago. 3 years ago? Is that right? This is amazing content, isn't it? 3 or 4 years ago, Michael and Emily and I, for my birthday, had cake, and they got amazing Star Wars plates and napkins, And we had a bunch left over because they were huge packs and there was only 3 of us. And I kept them all these years, and so finally had an excuse to bust these bad boys out and use them on my birthday, and I have a few still sitting here on my counter. So what a fun treat. This is maybe my favorite Star Wars movie. I mean, it would be up there with, Empire Strikes Back, obviously. But honestly, if I could only pick one, I would probably pick this. I just think the themes are so good. And I love the Praetorian Guard here. And Snoke, so spooky. So these are great birthday napkins. And there's one guy on the back. So, thanks for watching. If no one's told you this today, you are loved. Oh, what has happened to me? What has happened to me? Okay, this is how you know it's been a rough one for me. I don't have water near me at all. What? So, let me just grab my water real quick. So we can do this the right way. And look, my cup's empty. All right. Make the water cold here. Fill my cup. Because how can I do this without any water? And really, that's the question of life. How can we do it without water? The answer is we cannot. Am I right? I'm right. So, I've got my water now. In my Star Wars cup, you guessed it. So, if no one's told you today, you are loved. You are worthy of a big breath. You're worthy of a sigh. You're worthy of keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. You're worthy of staying hydrated to life, my friends. I hope you can't hear me swallowing. I'm so sorry if you can. Sometimes when I talk to Michael on the phone, he's wearing a headset. And so it's like a microphone that's like right in front of his mouth. And I can just hear every little sound that his mouth makes. And it just gives me the EBGBs. And if he takes a drink of water, I can hear his throat. And I just... So hopefully you can't hear my throat. If you can, welcome to my world. You're also worthy of rest. I splashed myself. You're worthy of rest. And, we're going to make it through this, I promise. You're worthy of rest. And you're worthy of experiencing all those things as gifts of love. So thanks for watching. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.